And we are live. What's good with your brother? Today we
Hey,
have on the show Dennis. Is it Kwame Tendji?
yes,
Correct.
sir.
Yeah. How's everything going with you today, brother?
Man, everything good. Kicking it, drinking my Dominican beer, my Presidente,
Oh
chilling,
man,
man.
you got the cold Presidentes up there in Bmore.
Oh yeah, man. When I can find these, and I stock up. I love these. The best beer to me, man.
Okay. And so you're in Baltimore, man. What's the weather like there out there right now? Is it cold?
Well, I haven't been outside today, man, but it's been pretty cool, man. Like yesterday was kind of like high for this time around, like 50, 55. So
Mhm.
it's pretty good right now.
Okay, cool, man. Now today's subject is why do brothers love the Dominican Republic? Now, what was the first time you went to the DR?
All right, the first time I went to the DR was back in October 2018. Um,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at that point, I really didn't know anything about traveling. Like I've been out the country, but
Mhm,
only to like resorts and stuff like that.
mhm,
But I really didn't know anything about traveling. It was this one YouTuber um, named Taylor Made. He was
uh,
posting videos and was talking about he was having this event that weekend. There's
mhm,
going to be a lot of brothers, kind of like a symposium, brothers networking with other brothers on how to live abroad.
mhm.
I'm like, man, I gotta be there. Like, I want to learn about living abroad. I mean, I want to make that my full-time life. So, me not knowing anything about the DR, I just booked some hotel that was in Sosua because that's where the event was. So I just booked the ticket and went.
Okay, and you say you first went to the DR in October 2018. How
Yes.
many times have you been there thus far?
I just finished my seventh trip on Friday. I got back. It was my seventh trip.
Okay, so
Yeah.
wait a minute, brother. You've been to the DR 7 times in pretty much a year. It's about 12 months, rough to take.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Safe to
not.
say I really
I'm,
liked
I'm not mad at you, brother. I've been there 5 times in the last 12 months myself.
it.
All right, so have you been to any other countries besides the Dominican Republic?
Yeah, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Canada,
Hmm.
Costa Rica, and also Colombia.
Okay, and so that's pretty much. I would say that's pretty much Latin America.
Right.
So, have you been to any other countries besides? I mean, have you been to Costa Rica again or Mexico again?
I went back to Mexico, been to Mexico twice,
Hmm.
but kind of like what I kind of started doing is like my first time going to the DR, like I really liked it a lot. But I wanted to see what else was out there other than Sosua. So like every time I go to DR, I make a point of visiting a new city that I haven't been to before.
Hmm.
So the very last trip was the one exception to that rule, but
Hmm.
every time I go to an additional place. Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's kind of what just kind of kept me going there. And like same thing with Colombia is
Hmm.
like I went to Medellin, I love that. And
Hmm.
then like, okay, well, what else is good? I went to Cali, and then now in a couple of weeks, I'm going to Cartagena with brother Just Slay, which you just interviewed a couple of days ago. Real good interview, by the way, guys.
Oh, appreciate
Um,
that.
yeah, so I'm hooking up with him and a couple of other guys, and we're heading up to Cartagena.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And so you still been to DR more than all these other countries. Why do brothers love the DR so much, man? Because let me tell you, the first time I went out there, I was in the airport, and I was, matter of fact, I was on the way, I was leaving the DR, and I was, ran into a lot of brothers on American Airlines and POP, and I'm asking them like, man, how many times, you come here, man? You come here like once or twice a year? He was like, nah, man, I come here once a month. I come here at least once every 3 weeks, and I'm sitting there
Right.
like, damn, why brothers love the DR so much, man? Explain it to me.
Well, I think one of the things is that the number one thing is the treatment.
Hmm.
Um, and the respect that they're given. Like, I'll speak for myself. Like,
Hmm.
the very first time I went to the DR, like I said, I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? Like, it was pretty cool for me and comfortable for me because it was a whole lot of other brothers down there, number of brothers.
Hmm.
So it made it comfortable for me.
Hmm.
But you know, when it came to talking and dealing with the ladies, you know, they were to me like really open, and they saw the value in me. I kind of feel like sometimes some of the women that we deal with in the States here,
Mhm.
some of them are just like so conceited, and it's about them and what can you bring them and what can you do for them. And
Uh-oh.
you know, there's
Uh-oh.
women like that all over the country, all over the
Right.
world.
Right, right,
But
right.
when I went to the DR, I felt like it was a bit different.
Mm.
I'll give you an example. So I live in Anne Arundel County, which is outside of Baltimore. You know, for the guys who aren't familiar with the area, right? I'm in the same county that BWI Airport is in, and I was dating this one chick in Northern Virginia,
Okay.
50 minutes, an hour away, give or take. But she always wanted me to come see her, come see her, come see her. Like everything was about her. I'm like, you know, you can come holler at me once in a blue moon. You got a vehicle, you know.
Okay, yeah.
You know, you got a nice vehicle, you know, job, but you know, like you can do this,
Mhm.
you know. But she just, I guess, didn't feel like I was worth her time to come up here.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, I go to the DR. This girl from Samana, which was like the furthest point in the country. I was in Sasua at the time.
Mhm.
They had a gas strike that one time, and all the bus services were like kind of shut down in protest. This girl hitchhiked across the country to come see me. You
Mm.
know, never met me before. She hitchhiked across the country, and just treated me with so much respect, so much love. I'm trying to do things, you know, tidy up my hotel room. She wouldn't let me lift a finger. She just appreciated me, and you know, she let me know it. So the way that, you know, we're treated there is to me a bit better. Even down to the police. I'm in a Sasua. I say, police officer, what's up? I can drink a beer, walk down the street.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like you're not a free man unless you can walk down the street and drink a beer. You know what I mean? Like
Okay, okay.
just simple things. So when I'm there, I feel appreciated. I feel free. It's a great atmosphere. And then for the price point, you know, if you buy your tickets with Spirit and you're purchasing at the counter, you know, you can save some money that way.
Oh,
For
okay.
example,
Uh-huh.
like I said, I'm right by BWI.
Mhm.
I say, excuse me, stuttering now. I saw a price that I liked online. It was about $355, give or take. I go to the airport, it's $265.
Whoa, okay.
Round trip, no bags. Like you can't beat that. It's
Okay.
cheap.
So let's go back to that real quick. You're saying that online the ticket was how much?
$355.
$355.
Mm-hmm.
And but you went down there. So why'd you decide to go down there instead of buying it online?
Okay. It's a little hack or whatever. Not really a hack, but it's little known information. Frontier and Spirit, they kind of operate the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they have like a fee. I forgot what they call it, but there's a fee that you don't pay when you go to the airport. If you buy your ticket online, you pay whatever fee that is. If you buy it online, I mean on the phone, you pay whatever fee that is. But at the airport, whatever fee that is, and I'm sorry I forgot the name of it, they don't charge it at the airport. So it's no special thing to it. Whenever you're ready to buy a ticket, you go online, you find a price you like. If the airport is close enough, you go there and buy your ticket. Um, like I said, I just got back on Friday. I left Tuesday, came back Friday. Real short trip. Online, the ticket said $318,
Mm-hmm.
and when I purchased it at the airport, it was $265. So you know, I mentioned the one that was $355 and then it went down to $255. That was the best savings I've ever had. But recently, $318 to $265, you can't beat it. You
And
know,
that was round trip.
that was round trip.
Wow.
And
Wow.
look, it's like the more you do it, the more you talk to people, the more you learn these things. Like for me, I don't need to take an extra bag. I'm gonna throw everything in my backpack. You know,
Mhm.
and let's say if even be there for a week or more, I figure just take my stuff to a laundromat or get an Airbnb that already has a wash and dry. Save that money. Why give Spirit an extra 100 if you ain't got to?
That's
Yes,
very
sir.
smart. And how long is the flight from Baltimore to the DR?
All right, so it's always Spirit is always two flights. It's about give or take 2.5 to Fort Lauderdale,
Mm-hmm.
then 2.5 to SDQ, that's Santo Domingo Airport. But from Baltimore, Southwest Airlines, they do offer a direct flight to Punta Cana, but I've never taken that flight. I haven't visited Punta Cana either. That's like the one spot I haven't been to.
So why not Punta Cana?
But I'm told it's very touristy, and very American-like. I kind of feel like if I want America, I'll stay here. If I want, to experience other things, then I'll go travel. And a lot of brothers go there and they say they have a great time, but once they told me it was like very touristy, kind of like Miami or anything like that, I just said I'll, go to other spots.
Okay. And so you fly into Santo Domingo. What all cities have you been to in the Dominican Republic?
Okay. Well, I've been to Santa Barbara de Samaná. I've been to Cabarete, Sosúa, Puerto Plata, Luperón, Santiago, Santo Domingo. I've been to San Cristobal, and I've been to Boca Chica. I think that's about it.
Okay, and what's your favorite city so far?
I'll probably have to say my favorite place is Samaná. Like, I like Santo Domingo too, but Samaná has been my favorite place. Okay,
and what side of the island is that on? South or the north?
That's the north, the most northeast point that you can possibly get. That's the last province on the east coast, northeast side.
Okay, so how far is it from Sosúa?
3.5, 4 hours, depending.
Okay, so it's north. It's north. Okay.
Right. So I've taken that ride though from Sosúa to Samaná and back. It's very scenic because the route is all along the coast. So your eyes don't get bored or anything. You're just seeing beautiful beaches, trees, and then you'll see like little cities that you'll pass by, like Natchez, Yasica, Nagua. You'll see little spots like that along the coastline. So, for me, it kind of flies by.
Okay. Cool. And what makes this city so special? Because a lot of brothers want to go to Sosúa or San Domingo or Santiago. I've never even heard of this city before. So what makes this city so special?
Well, first of all, when you talk about the DR, a lot of the provinces have cities with the same namesake. So like Puerto Plata is a province, which is like a state here. They also have the city of Puerto Plata. And so in Samaná, which is a province, they also have the city of Samaná. The long name is Santa Barbara de Samaná, but Samaná. So what made me like that? Well, remember I said that girl hitchhiked across the whole damn island? That's where she was from. So my second time, I'm like, I want to go where you are. I want to see, where you're from. And of course, people like, no, don't go there. They might try to kidnap you and, sell you for spare parts and all those things like that. But I said, fuck it, I'm going to go. So I went there, and to me, like coming from Baltimore, primarily East Coast type of guy, Samaná was like, to me, like so bright and so clean. And it was nothing but Black people. I've never, in my traveling experience, and I've never been to Jamaica, Virgin Islands, anything like that. But in my traveling experience, I've never seen a place so beautiful with nothing but Black people. Now, I've been told there's Black Dominicans, and up to that point, I've seen like a handful because I was on the North Coast, North Sosúa, and I hadn't been to Santo Domingo at that time, I don't think. So when I get to Samaná, and I see everybody that looks like me, so I see young dudes with the fitted, the tight jeans and shit. I'm like, damn, I feel like these brothers from Baltimore or something like that.
Okay.
So that was the biggest thing for me. Now, with Samaná, that city I'm talking about, it's not a lot of, action like, some of the other guys, might really prefer. But for me, it was just the tranquility, like when I'm up there, I was just chilling with the girl. I met her family, I met a grandma darker than me, you know what I'm saying? Shorty house is right there off the coastline. And the coastline, for those guys who don't know watching, it's called the Malecón. So any street or anything that's by the coastline, people might refer to it as the Malecón. So the further you get in Samaná, everything is off the Malecón. They have a couple of blocks, but not really. Most of that community is right off the Malecón. They build back. They don't really do a whole bunch of streets and stuff like that. So like the whole town is kind of like a long town for the most part. Really interesting. So it's just so peaceful out there. Clean beaches and undisturbed beaches. Like you don't have to worry about people running up to you trying to sell shit, because that whole coastline and that community I'm talking about in Samana, the whole coastline is beach. You know, you could just pull your car off the road and just have your own beach. Nobody trying to sell you nothing, and that's my speed.
Okay. And let me ask you this: so, what are the women like in this small town? Is it way more different than the women in Sosua and some of these major cities?
Yeah, well, honestly, like I love Samana, but to be honest, there's not as much talent as brothers might be looking for or used to. To me, it's just a bunch of everyday average folk. You know what I mean? Like there, I can't say like it's crawling with dimes. It's not. If they out there, they was hiding when I was out there.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying there's a bunch of mud ducks walking around. I'm just saying it's just average. It's just average. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit here. Bear with me. Some women would say, well, some women and some brothers would say that the reason that brothers are going to the DR is because the women are poor and impoverished and they're easier. Some brothers would say they only want you for your money. Well, a lot of sisters would say that as well. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, what I gotta say is it's true everywhere in the damn world, and it's false everywhere in the world. Every place and everyone isn't the same. So some of the guys who I feel like have this big mindset that like all Dominican women are trying to get over on you, and you see it all the time in the groups, and it bothers me just a little bit, but that's their experience. If you go to Sosua and do Sosua type things and only deal with Sosua type women, that's all you think the whole island is, like for me, that's why I always want to go to, a different place, to see how the people are, how the women are. I'm a single guy, like these are things that I can do. So in my experience, I will say that Dominican women are not shy about asking for something if they need it. But I'll also say that, yeah, there are some that might just be digging for gold. But a lot of times you can kind of, see who they are. If you get on Tinder and all you see is titties and butt cheeks in these profiles, she's showing you what she's about. If you try to turn her into a housewife, that's on you, my friend.
Okay. Cool. And so you say that's your favorite city. Do you plan on buying any real estate out there, or do you plan, or is this more like something you enjoy at the time?
Yeah, right now I'm enjoying it at the time. As far as real estate, I'll definitely have thought about buying real estate out there. I haven't done that yet. I'm buying real estate in Colombia right now. The brother Just Slay put me on with that. I kind of feel like I want to deal with that first, but I definitely would buy real estate in Samana because it's black and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Do you see brothers maybe building their own little city out there, like their own little version of, something a little bit more convenient than Sosua?
Wait, where in Colombia?
No, in Samana.
In Samana. I mean, nah, I don't see anything like that going on. But like for me, I would have it just to relax.
Okay.
I mean, I love Sosua. I love the beaches. Boca Chica has a beautiful beach. But for me, sometimes, when the people keep begging and begging and begging you when you go to those tourist locations, that can be kind of unnerving. And I mean, I didn't even tell you this, man, but Wednesday I was in Boca Chica and I got attacked by a streetwalker.
Oh, damn.
That's what I call him. Yo, she was mad because I didn't want to buy anything and I wasn't gonna pay her to go away.
Right.
That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, they can, in some of these countries they can get really nasty, man. They can get real nasty.
Yeah.
Let me see here. So we pretty much said the first reason is the location, the convenience it is to the States, right?
Right.
Okay, so what's the weather like there in the DR? Because I know you're on the East Coast. It's pretty much cold. It's warming up a little bit on the East Coast right now, but it's pretty much cold. Yeah. What's the weather like out there?
Well, in the DR, the weather is always good. 100% year round.
Mhm.
December, January, February, it's always good. You know, like when I think about the weather, I think like high 85, low 75. You know,
Mhm.
when it gets down to 70 and 68 at night, you know, people are talking about it's freezing. You know, like they can't stand nothing under 70 degrees. The weather's always beautiful year round. And I mean, I like to go during the winter times. Like the flights are the cheapest that around the times when it's cold here in Baltimore, the flights are cheap.
Mhm.
And I know when I get down there, you know, I'm having 75 to 85-degree weather guaranteed.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. And
I've
like,
been cold in that country one time, and that's because I was on a roof at I was like chilling on this roof deck at the Airbnb I was at, and it was like cold there, like 67 degrees, and the wind was blowing. First time I was cold.
okay, okay. So for a first time traveler, if I'm your little bro, man, uh, which country would you suggest me to go first as a first time traveler? Would it still be the DR or somewhere else?
I say for the first time traveler, I would probably uh I would probably recommend the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Just because I think about my first my experience there.
Hmm.
I kind of got blessed, man. Like I mentioned, there's always a connection flight with Spirit in the airport, and excuse me, in the airport in Fort Lauderdale. So I met up with some OGs of traveling, and they kind of like put me down with what's going on and what to expect.
Hmm.
But I'll say the DR is a good spot because let's say if you're traveling to Sosua as a single guy, I mean, of course you're going to love it, but in Sosua you're going to have a lot of people there that speak English, you
Hmm.
know.
Okay.
And if you're a brother who don't know any Spanish, but you want to go to a Spanish-speaking country, I think that the DR and Sosua would be like a pretty good spot to start off because there's so much English spoken. And then more so playing to that fact, there's going to be so many other expats that you can see there. So many other brothers, Black Americans, that you can reach out and touch and talk to that can like help you out. So to me, that's the biggest aspect. If you're going by yourself, you don't know anything, you don't know anyone.
Hmm.
Some people that stops them from traveling. But if
Hmm.
you're that guy, you got your passport, you want to go somewhere, you go to Sosua, you can just walk up to any brother and they'll be glad to give you all the game, man. Like people are so open, willing to talk. When I talk to people in Sosua, like, one guy might be like, oh, I own a logging company and, I've been here for 3 months. Another guy been there for 4 weeks. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, it's so much knowledge that you can gain from a trip and experience. And that's where I got a lot of my network from, just going around and talking to people.
Okay. Okay. And is there any particular hotels you like to stay at in Sosua?
Um, yeah, well, speaking of Sosua, the one that I like, gosh, I'm mad I can't. I remember the name of the one I don't like. Okay, the one I do like. Let's say I would suggest for a new person.
Hmm.
Something like Casa Valeria is
I
pretty
knew you were
good.
gonna say it. That's my favorite spot.
I don't like the one that's right next to it. Casa Valeria is pretty good. You know what I mean? It got, it's not too luxurious, but it's very comfortable. Everything inside looks nice. You got food all around there. You like the ladies there around. You can walk to the beach. You can walk to, Flip Flop. He's always there at the restaurant giving game to people. That's a good start off location for like anybody that's new.
Man, that is my favorite spot. And you're talking about New Garden, right? Because
Yeah, I
I,
don't like this.
I was like that. No, let me tell you something about New Garden. I was like that for a long time, but I ended up going to a brother's crib in New Garden one time. We sat on the patio and had some drinks, and it wasn't that bad as I thought it was. It was cool. The food was decent, but Casa Valeria is still like my number one spot, man. Because not only because the rooms are nice, and I always get like the top floor. You get the bigger rooms. You ever got one of the bigger rooms on the top floor?
I can barely hear your volume cutting out.
Oh, my bad, man. I said, have you ever got one of the bigger rooms on the top floor in Casa Valeria?
Bro, I didn't know they had a second floor. Like,
oh yeah, they got.
Because
some
when I
big
was
rooms.
there, like as soon as you go past the desk, my room is right there on the left.
Okay.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can see it now, but where the pool at. Yeah, I've never been up there.
Oh
I
yeah,
only
man.
stayed there once. Yeah.
Yeah, man. The staff, man, they so cool and down to earth, laid back with it, man. You can just it'd be sometimes I just kick it with the staff all day, bro. I might go out that night, but I just sit at the bar, just kick it at the bar all day.
Man, and that's one thing I do like about Sasua, man. Like
Mhm.
everybody there is so chill, you know. Like
Yeah,
um,
tranquilo.
right in front of Casa Valeria, you know, they got across the street. You got a barber shop. They got chicks trying to offer like massages and give you a pedicure, manicure. You know what I mean? There's been times where like since I've been there, I've been to Sasua maybe about 3 times, give or take. The year about 7. So you start to know people, and you just kick it with them like, here, let's have a beer. Bring out the Presidente, get the big 40 or whatever, pour a couple of cups and just chill.
Mhm.
Like that's one thing, man. Like staff members aren't really all stuck up, all about business. Like they chill out there, man.
Mm-hmm. And do you ever get a villa out there?
I had a villa once.
Mhm.
Was it Sasua Ocean Club or something? Like, I forgot the name of it. I've gotten a villa before,
Mhm.
and the villas are really nice, man. Like you can get a nice villa for like, well, the villa I had, Sasua Ocean Villas, that's the name of it. The villa I had was about $100 a night. It had 2 rooms, and each room had their own bathroom.
Mhm.
Then you still had the half a bathroom. You had your own pool, your own little parking spot, full kitchen, everything. So I mean, they got some really big villas out there, but I've only been to the one that I've had, which is like a small one, just enough for like 2 people or whatever. But I mean, villa prices are pretty solid out there, man. You get like a whole villa for 100. I mean, shoot, you'd be lucky if you can get a Motel 6 for that.
Yeah.
Sometimes in
Mhm.
America. So your money goes further.
Yeah, man. I got a villa in you ever heard of Hispaniola?
No, I haven't. I
Yeah.
haven't. I heard about it though.
Yeah, it's like right by the grocery store. If you go up that street, it's actually walking distance to the strip. That's what I like about Hispaniola. So, because
Okay.
sometimes when you're in the villa, them taxis can get expensive. You're just going back and forth, taxi, taxi, taxi. So, if in
And look,
Hispaniola, the cool
that's
thing
one of the
about that,
reasons why I've been chilling Sasua for a while, man.
the
I feel
taxis,
like
right?
they get me every time I get a taxi.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I was so upset. I paid like $10 to go literally down the street when I was in San Domingo. I was like, man, y'all be killing us with this shit, you know.
Yo,
But
yeah.
the cool thing about if you do get a villa, I suggest Casa Linda is real nice, but you're gonna have to pay a lot of taxis, to get back and forth.
Okay.
Hispaniola, you can at least walk to the grocery store. You can walk to the strip. I don't advise walking to the strip at night on that long little strip right there, but
Hmm.
at least you can be able to go back and forth to the grocery store because that's probably what you're going to be walking to the most is, the grocery store and the nearest ATM machine. So, yeah, man. Okay, but let me ask you this real quick, brother. Okay, it's my first time. I'm going to stay there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, leave out probably Monday morning or something like that. What should my budget be? I'm drinking.
All right.
I'm having about 2 mangoes a day. You know what I mean? Like, what should be the budget?
All right. You said what's that about 3 nights? I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you. They decided to do construction midway through the interview.
Yeah, 3 nights. Thursday. No, I'm sorry. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. Yeah.
All right. And this is Sasua we're talking about, or just DR in general?
Sasua.
All right. Well, I'm probably not the best guy to ask for Sasua, man, because I'm kind of cool on that. I've been like hitting Santo
Right.
Domingo a bit more,
Uh-huh.
but I say, I mean, if you want to, do it big, have a good time, I feel like you never want to do anything less than 200 a day. Especially if you decide to treat yourself to, some extra entertainment or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a quick weekend, 1,000 is very precautionary. I think you always want to say at least bring 1,000 with you. But depending on how you are with your money, you probably won't have to spend no more than 600. And you're spending 600 if you're partying every single day. If you're partying and eating every single day, then you're going to spend that. But I mean, the DR doesn't have to be expensive. It's just what you're trying to do. Like I just came back from Santo Domingo,
Mm-hmm.
and like my room was like $40 a night. I might have spent $30 that whole day on eating. It all depends on what you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you're trying to live it all the way up, budget, on the safe side, about 200 a day if you're trying to live like to the fullest out there.
Okay, cool. And the brother, the realist, asked, he says, I love these interviews, but what about Mexico? What can you tell us about Mexico?
All right, so I've been to Mexico twice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, more recently in my travels in 2018, I kind of started getting off the resorts. I haven't been to a resort
Mm-hmm.
since 2018. So as far as Mexico, I can't really speak about like how it is if you really like stay in a hotel in downtown Cancun. I only can tell you about the resort life. So Mexico is pretty cool. If you go to Mexico, you'll have a great time. Be careful at the airport. I got myself ripped off at the airport on the transportation tip because I didn't do my research. Now, before you travel anywhere, you need to look at a damn map. You need to see where the airport is and where you want to stay at, right? So,
Okay.
the Cancun airport is in Cancun. I was staying in Playa del Carmen, which was 25 minutes from the airport. I had no idea how close it was. I didn't do my homework. I didn't look at the map. So, guys coming up with like private taxi, private transfer, shit like that. So I'm like, okay, private transfer. Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and, me and my cousin will do this $80 private transfer. Once we got to the daggone hotel, I was really mad. I'm like, yo, this was 25 minutes. I paid this guy $80 in a foreign country to go 25 minutes because I didn't research the transportation aspect of it. So whenever you're traveling, guys, research the transportation aspect of it. Talk to other brothers how they got from A to B because that's important. But Mexico is it's really chill, man. And I have been off the resort. Like when I was in Playa del Carmen, I went downtown to the club. They have like a club called was it Copacabana, something like that. It was cool. They had like a nice mall. I went into the mall, shopped around a little bit. Mexico's cool, man. Like once you get off the resort, it feels it's kind of like any other tropical location. Parts of it might look like the DR, parts of it might look like Costa Rica. Mexico's a cool place. But if you look at the statistics, it's probably, one of the most violent tourist type of places that you can go to, according to statistics. So that has really never deterred me. But recently, like now that I'm looking to travel more and more, it's one of the places that I'm not really too keen on, just because of what I read about it.
Okay. And how do the women in Mexico look?
Nothing like the women in DR. DR still better.
Okay. I got you.
DR, Colombia are better. There's a lot of beautiful Mexican women, man. A lot of beautiful Mexican women. For me, I think, before I ever went, I thought they all were going to look like the cleaning lady on Family Guy, Consuela, or something like that.
Consuela.
I was pleasantly surprised. Like anywhere, you're gonna have like really beautiful ones, you're really average ones, but they seem pretty cool. But like I said, when I went to Mexico, I didn't really do too much off the resorts. I went off the resorts a little bit, but that was before I went to the DR. So I could speak more about the DR and Colombia, Colombia more comfortably. But Mexico and Costa Rica, I was kind of like more of a resort dude at that point in time.
Okay. And you mentioned Colombia. Do you fly down Spirit to Colombia too? Because I know they got a flight down there as well.
Yes, sir. And for me, Colombia's are more expensive. Like I got used to paying my $265 give and take for DR, and now I feel like Colombia's expensive at like $335, $350 round trip.
Hey man, that's still a good price though.
Yeah, it is. I know. So Colombia's pretty cool. I travel with Spirit. It only takes like an extra hour to get there. Because normally it's let's say it's a 2.5 to Fort Lauderdale and 2.5 to the DR for me. So with Colombia, it's 2.5 to Fort Lauderdale and say like 2.5 to Cali or Medellin. Those are the two places I've been so far, Cali and Medellin. And I had a great time in both.
Okay. So for a first time travel to Colombia, what city would you recommend?
Out of the two that I've been to, I would recommend Medellin. So let me make something clear. Now, because I had a guy ask me, it's like, people talking about Colombia, and I'm here in Medellin, and I'm here in Medellin. Like, what's the difference? All right. So when you learn Spanish, the double L always makes the Y sound. That's what you're taught in school in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it, the map, you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to Medellin. But every place has their own dialect. So when you go to the country of Colombia,
Mm-hmm.
and the people talk, and you learn more about how they speak in their dialect. The double L is more like that J sound or that G sound, right? So when someone's been there, you'll hear them say Medellin, and in your mind you're like, oh, they talking about Medellin, or if you had no Spanish, you like Medellin or something like that. But I would say Medellin because I haven't been to Cartagena yet. I'm going there. Some people say that's a very good starting spot, but based off of what I know, Medellin was really cool, man. The Parque Ayer spot is where all the tourist people hang out in the El Poblado community. A lot of people there really don't speak a lot of English. You'll find some here and there. And if people do speak English, it's normally just store English, like, it costs this much, or, how are you, stuff like that. But if you're a tourist,
Mm-hmm.
Between Cali and Medellin, I would say go to Medellin, hang around the Parque Ayer area, and, you got all the bars, all the nightlife you can stand.
Okay, cool. All right, man. And what's the dating scene up there like in Baltimore, man? And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up
Boy,
second
you
way.
know what? I was talking to this girl, right, from
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
When I made my first trip to DR.
Mm-hmm.
When I got back, I called her and I told her I'm no longer in the American dating market.
Oh shit. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That was gonna be my next question, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, to me, the dating scene is not much that I like about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of course, there's good women out there, but when you date and you keep dating and you keep dating and you keep getting the same result, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a change is needed.
Mm-hmm.
So when, let's say, for black women, some black women, not all, some black women, they date some black guys and like, oh, he's a dog, he's a cheater, he broke, he don't do this, he don't do that. Their mind, they want to switch to white. That's what some people do. Me, I love my black women. When I date abroad, I'm still dating black women. There's black women in DR, there's black women in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, in my area, my experiences, they have been, good, but it seems consistently I date women, or maybe I'm choosing wrong, where it's so much about them, like what can I do for them? What can I bring into their life? And I need to have this, I need to do this, I need to have that. And good, everyone should have standards. But I'm tired of dealing with women who don't have anything to offer besides vagina. Like,
Mm.
cool, pussy, I had that. That's great. What
Speak
else you
on it.
got? You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Because they want a whole lot more than dick from us,
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's not all women, but once you keep consistently dating people, and a lot of times it's all about what they want,
Mm-hmm.
it starts to bother you a little bit. So for me, I've decided that in about 2 to 3 years, I'm living abroad. So my dating focus is abroad now. Um, I've gone through divorce. I know brothers who have lost everything. Some women just want to have kids so they can just rip you, rip you from limb to limb financially.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, there's no financial incentive to seek a relationship here and to be married and to procreate here. I mean, I have a daughter, but
Mm-hmm.
would I marry a woman in the United States? I'm not saying Baltimore, I'm not saying black, I'm not saying white. Would I do that again here? I feel like no. Financially, it's the biggest gamble I feel like a man could take sometimes. And for me, where my money goes further, and the women consistently treat me with more respect, I just choose to go where I feel like I'm appreciated more. And that doesn't mean I'm going away from black women. The girl I'm dating now, she darker than me,
Mm-hmm.
Colombian. I still love my black women. However, I like to be with women that appreciate me. And it's been harder to find here than it is to find there.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it's non-existent, but I think you guys can get the point. It's harder for me to find what I'm looking for here in the States. It's easier for me to find what I want abroad, you know, if I'm looking at something serious.
Okay. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate again a little bit here, brother. You know, you do have brothers on here on YouTube that say you're just not strong enough for a black woman. You're not strong enough for an independent, strong black woman. What would you say to them?
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not saying, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Not you, but we're just not strong enough. Like brothers that travel a lot, we just can't we can't handle a strong, intelligent, independent black woman. What would you say to that?
I would say, first of all, one, I don't care what they think.
Right. Okay.
And two, it doesn't bother me at all because people always like to talk about what they don't understand. If you think about these dating profiles that you see, you know what I mean? You could just go on the dating profiles and women will tell you what they're about. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go on a dating profile, I'm looking for something, right? First thing I see, don't talk to me if you don't got this. Don't talk to me if you ain't got that. Don't talk to me if you got that. I don't need a man for nothing. How am I supposed to pursue someone who tells me they don't need me already? You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be not needed. So, and then when you're talking about like, oh, I'm strong, I'm independent. Well, be strong, be independent, goddammit. You know, do all that stuff. If you don't need me, that's fine. I choose to be where I'm needed and wanted. That just feels better to me. And, you know, these chicks talking about, you know, I need someone to handle me. What the hell are you, like, you know, a radioactive material? I'm not looking to handle no goddamn body. I'm looking for a damn partner. You know what I mean? Can you bring something to the table? Can we build something together? I'm not looking to handle no damn body. You know, if you got a whole bunch of ways about you that's messed up that you don't want to change, you know what I'm saying? You know, be proud of your flaws and all, but that's for somebody else. I'm not looking to, you know, come save somebody, you know, and reconstruct their ego and esteem and all that other shit. That's not for me. You know what I mean? So if somebody else wants that problematic stuff, that's fine. If you want your chick yelling and arguing at you in the grocery checkout line because, you know, you want that sassiness, then you do that. That's for you. But for me, I'm a peaceful type of guy. I'm chill. I like women who can add peace and add value to my life. And some of those people who talk about they don't need this and they don't need that and you better have this to talk to me, a lot of times they can't bring any type of peace to my life. So I'm not looking for them. So I'm not really bothered. I mean, people will always offer opinions. Like I had a coworker, you know, she figured I didn't like black women because she knew I went abroad and I was dating a girl at the time who lived in the DR. I'm like, yo, this girl's blacker than you. What you talking about? You know what I mean? There's Afro-Latinas, you know what I mean? So you can still date black wherever you want. Right now, I'm really not feeling my dating pool. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe I'm a POS. I don't know.
Right.
But I'm gonna do what feels right for me, what feels comfortable to me. I don't care what nobody got to say.
Facts. That's what's up, man. So what's your next country you're traveling to?
Well, the next country I'm traveling to, I'm going to Cartagena with brother Just Lay.
Okay, yeah, you said you
Colombia, Cartagena. We hitting Barranquilla, hitting Medellin. You know, we're gonna do it up. Brother Just Lay, he knows everything about Colombia. But outside of that, like the next new place I would like to go to, I really got to get to Africa, man. I really got to get to Africa. I would love to visit maybe like Ghana or Rwanda or Uganda. But if it's not Africa, it might wind up being Ecuador or something like that. But I got to get to Africa at one point.
Okay, so do you prefer your women like more like Afro-ish, like Afro?
Yeah, man. I love my women with some color, man.
Okay,
you know what I mean? I'm a dude, you know what I'm saying? I can knock them all down. But I love my women with some color, man. So, you know, the Colombia and DR, there's a lot of people of Afro descendants there. So that really does it for me. You know, like I said, I really didn't like the dating pool that I was in. I felt like it just wasn't a match. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like, you know, no street dude, and I don't want to act or try to dress like something like that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I grew up in the hood, but like, no, I don't sell drugs or want to act like I do. Some women, they look for those type of guys. I'm just a good dude, trying to bring generational wealth to my family. You know what I'm saying? So I still like my black women, but for me, when I've traveled more, I felt more loved, I felt more appreciated, when I traveled. So, black women to me, like, ain't nothing better. And, you tell me I can travel to another country, spend less money on food, my dollar goes further, get a black woman who's, a beautiful black woman, Afrocentric, knows her history, and, I can be at peace. Man, what's not to love about that?
That's right on. That is right on. I'm not mad at all, brother. You ever thought about going to Brazil?
Oh, hell yeah, man. I will be in Brazil. I'm not sure when. I'm probably going to do Carnival next year. The only reason why I haven't gone is, like, for me, like, I can speak some Spanish. I'm about like an intermediate level, but Brazil, they speak Portuguese. For me, I feel like I would need to learn some Portuguese before I go. I know a lot of brothers do the translator app, and that's cool. But just for me, I like to know some of the language before I go to a country. So that's kind of been why I've been to, mostly Spanish-speaking countries, because I speak English, of course, and, I can speak some Spanish. But I'm definitely going to go to Brazil. Definitely going to Brazil.
Okay. The brother, I guess his name is Suarez, asks, where are the best app or website to book a flight? Like, how do you find your flights? Yeah, these guys with these names, man.
All right. Well, for me, I do all my scouting on Google, Google.com/flights.
Okay.
That's what I use, and it's really cool because when you go to Google.com/flights, you can play around. They got like a fare calculator and whatever, and graphs and stuff like that. So let's say you want to do like 5 nights in South America, but you're not sure which country. Like, they can help you find like which country in South America for these days will have like the best flight prices and stuff like that. So for me, Google.com/flights is always like the best site to go for your airline prices and everything like that. But like I mentioned before, if you find a Spirit price that you like and you live close enough to the airport, just buy your ticket at the airport for Spirit. And also, I hear Frontier is the same way. I haven't tried Frontier, but I also hear Frontier is the same way.
Okay. Well, all right, brother. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. You got anything you say in the statement?
I just wanted to, tell the brothers just to continue to travel, and you see the Blackmentravels and everything. I'm in that Facebook group.
Okay,
my Instagram is up there. I'm willing to help, anybody any way that I can. It's a lot of knowledge out there, and I think we do best when we share it. Like I shouted out before, the brother Just Slay, Kwame Asante, Taylor Made. It's been so many other guys who have helped travelers, and for me, I'm some of you guys might be like, damn, he's been to a lot of places. He's been here so many times. I'm telling you, I'm just a baby in this travel thing. So many other brothers been a million more times. So if anybody need anything, and if I'm able to help, I'm here for you. Get them passports and travel, man.
That's what's up. Hey, tell them about that Facebook group real quick, man. That Facebook group is wild, ain't it?
Oh yeah, the Facebook group, man. Fellas, y'all need to join with that. You know what I mean? Like, people post up their travel experiences. You know what I mean? So some guys, just like traveling. Just for the ladies, you're gonna see the ladies posted up too. And for guys who like other things outside of that, we'll post whatever food we're eating. We'll post, us at the beach. You can see the clear blue water. Someone might do a hotel review. So there's so much knowledge out there on the Facebook group, man. So definitely get in with that. And then you'll meet a lot of other brothers who've been to a lot of the places that you're trying to get to. So definitely hit up that Facebook group.
Yeah, man, that Facebook group, man. I be trying to get the haters out of there, man. But, they be finding their way in there. You got some guys, I'm like, why'd you even join this group if you just going to sit there and hate on brothers all damn day, trying to throw salt on brothers, worried about what they doing and everything. Listen, we talk politics, we talk a lot of stuff, but we gonna show beautiful women in that joint. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again.
I was saying we're gonna show beautiful women in the group. A lot of brothers be hating, brothers traveling the world and asking all these kind of crazy questions, man. But in the group, man, we just gonna kick it and have a good time, man.
I think brothers get a lot of hate because, according to some people in the American totem pole, we're like at the bottom of the American totem pole as far as how the American society respects people. You know, the black man, the straight black man is the least respected person in America, according to who you want to talk to. But no matter where we go, they love us. They love us because we're us. We're not doing anything extra special. Actually, when we go to these countries, sometimes we're doing things, we're just being ourselves, and they just love that. You know, if I meet somebody in the DR and I say, hey, how you doing? You know, you want to, go have a beer, just sit and talk or whatever. They like that. You know, people just don't offer, to do something for them. Hey, let's go out to dinner. So you can offer to take her to the little corner restaurant. She's going to appreciate that. You got some sisters like, you can't take me to Applebee's. You can't take me to Fridays.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So they just love us, and black men, if you ever feel unappreciated, go to where you're appreciated, man, because it changed my life around. Like, for me, like the police state that I feel like we live in, along with, other things going on. Like, I mean, I'm American. This is America. It's cool, but I feel like I can be treated better elsewhere. So, that's where I'm gonna be at.
That's what's up, man. Well, okay then, brother. Like, once again, I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
All right, thank you, man. Anytime.
We gotta do it again sometime.
All right, cool. Maybe when I come back from Colombia.
Oh yeah, most definitely. When you going to Colombia? You going in a few weeks?
What you say?
You going to Colombia in a few weeks?
Oh yeah, man. March 25th, man.
You on countdown? You on countdown time? Not
yeah,
like 10 days.
I'm always going. I'm always going somewhere, man. I'm going to Medellin, Cartagena, Barranquilla. I'm gonna try to slide back into Cali if I can, man. The flight prices inside of the country of Colombia are very cheap. You can get $50 to $100 round trip inside the country. So, I mean, you can really move around pretty good in Colombia.
Okay. And one more question before we go, man. Is it more expensive to travel or to date consistently in the States? Meaning every weekend you on the date.
I would probably have to say dating, especially if you like a good date. Let's say like for me, like if I'm going on a date, the spot up the street, could be anywhere from like $60 to $80. You know what I mean? If we both get an entree, I like to drink. I'm getting 2 drinks out the top. She might get 2 drinks. You know what I mean? So let's say if I do 2 date nights, that might be $160. Then you got brothers who go to strip clubs and do all that other stuff. Like, I don't go to the strip clubs no more. And for me, my dress is pretty simple. You know what I mean? I don't, it's a lot of fresh dudes out there. No offense to them. I'm not the guy to buy the newest, latest thing. Like, I work, I save up, and I travel. Traveling, that's my thing. So for me, it's more expensive to be here. Like, if I'm abroad, you know what I mean? Like a simple date, you know what I mean? We just go get, like some hamburgers, some beer, you know what I'm saying? Might not even be $7, depending on where you at. And then, it's definitely appreciated, not an obligation. So, like, to me, it's just better abroad. I mean, like I said, so many good people here, but I'm not willing to date everybody to get to that good one.
Exactly. Well, okay then, brother, man. Appreciate you coming on the show. Hey, everybody, follow Be More Son 85.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Right,
and
bro.
Also, I'm in a Facebook group. You can find me in the Facebook group on IG, Be More Son 85.
All right, cool, man. Peace.
All right, man. Peace.